Hello, it's Sean. Today I'm going to be playing another game of The Walking Dead All-Out War by Mantic Games. This is my second play for the 6x6 gaming challenge. You can see I have set up our board. We have Brian here is the hero. This is from the Prelude to Woodbury expansion, so this is the second scenario in that. We've got a couple of walkers set out on the board here. Brian's goal is to go around and pick up these 5 supply tokens. We've got a couple of pieces of terrain, and we're going to be trying to get through this game without dying. In this game, Brian gets to start with the Beretta 92, so he has a weapon from the beginning of the game. We're using the full supply deck. The event deck is still the abbreviated version with the symbol in the top right corner. Well, let's get right into it. So Brian's first action is going to be to sneak. He's going to go here, and he's going to shoot at that walker. So because he is shooting, it's causing mayhem. We're going to tick up the threat tracker. Brian gets 2 white die, 1 for his shoot ability and 1 for the Beretta 92. And the walker has 1 red defensive die. Now roll them all together. And I've beat the walker, so I'm going to push him back and knock him down. But he did cause mayhem, so everybody within 10 inches is going to move towards him, which is just this one walker. He will shamble forward 6 inches directly towards him, which is going to have him bump into this piece of terrain. So that's the end of the action phase, and now we have the event phase. There's nobody within the kill zone of any of the walkers, so we don't have anything there. We'll draw a card and see what happens. Won't stay down. We're in the all quiet, so for each prone walker, roll a black die, and on a shield the walker gets up. If there are no prone walkers, add 1 to the threat. Well, we have 1 prone walker, so we're going to roll. And it's a blank, so no walkers stand up. And now it's the melee phase, and there is no combat going on, so nothing happens there. And then we go to the end phase, so we're going to roll again for this walker to see if he stands up. And he does. We're going to tick up the threat in the end phase because this is a solo game and the threat ticks up each turn. So we're back to the activation phase. I think Brian's first thing is he's going to try to reduce the threat. He's going to hold nerve, and try to reduce threat. And he fails, so nothing happens there. Second activation is going to be, I think he's going to shoot again. He's going to shoot at this guy. And the terrain is not in the way there. So, again, 2 white die versus 1 red die. And it is a tie, so nothing happens. It did cause mayhem, though. So everybody within 10 is going to move towards him. So he's going to go there. He's going to shamble around and then move toward him. Alright, so they're engaged. So the event phase, he's not within his kill zone, so he's not going to move. They're already engaged. We're going to draw Frayed Nerves. One model with low nerve on the player's choice creates noise. If there are no eligible models, add one to the threat. Well, nobody has low nerve, so we're going to tick up the threat. And that is the events phase. Now we have the melee phase. Brian has one white die versus the zombie's single red die. So it's a tie. The survivors win ties, so we're going to push the back of that walker. One of the things I did wrong in my first game is when I had a tie, I knocked the walker prone. But that apparently is not what happens, so he just gets pushed back. And I need to tick up the threat because there is a combat. And that is it for the melee phase. Now for the end phase. There are no prone walkers, so I don't need to do anything with that. We tick up the threat because it's a solo game. Alrighty, so Brian is gonna go, and his first activation is going to be a run, and he's gonna go 4 and 8. And because he ran, he made noise. The closest model is going to move toward him, and looks like this is the closer one, so he will bump into the piece of terrain and go right there. Second activation Brian's going to make is he's going to search. So I will draw, and he gets a tire iron, which is very nice. So he has 2 white dice and melee now, so that'll be helpful to him. And I will pick up that marker. Alrighty. So that is the activation phase. Now we have the event phase. Anybody within the kill zone. And it looks like he is just out of the kill zone of that guy, so that is lucky. We'll draw the event card. We're going to increase threat by 1. And we are in the low threat, so we're going to roll a blue die and move that many eligible walkers towards the nearest survivor, and then a white die number of walkers enters play. So first we roll the blue die. So I got 3 walkers are coming into play, or excuse me, 3 walkers are going to move toward him. So first we'll move this guy. He's going to bump into the piece of scenery. This guy's already in contact with the scenery, so he's going to shamble around it and get into combat. That's the next closest. So he is going to just walk forward and bump into the car. And now we have a white die of new walkers coming on. So we have 2 additional walkers. And my understanding is these can be placed anywhere on the board, not within a kill zone of a survivor. So I'm just going to stick one over here, and I'm going to stick one over here. And that is the event phase. Now we have the melee phase. So we have a combat, so we're going to tick up the threat 1 space. Brian has 2 white dice because he has the tire iron, and the walker has 1 red die. And Brian wins the combat, but he doesn't have a headshot, so he's going to push this guy back an inch, and he will go prone. And that is it for the melee phase. Next, we have the end phase. We have to roll to see if that walker stands up. On a shield, he will. No shield, so he does not stand up. And we tick up the threat 1 because it's a solo game. So we're already at threat 9. We're in medium threat. Alright, so back to the activation phase. Brian is going to sneak forward to this token, and he is going to search it. And he finds an old gun. He's going to go ahead and stick that in his pack. So that is his 2 activations. The event phase. Nobody is in kill zones, so we skip that. We draw an event card. It's +1 to the threat, and we're in the medium threat. The card is too quiet. The groans get louder. Add 2 to the threat level. That is no good. So we're at 12 for the threat level right now. We will go to the melee phase. There is no melee. So then we go into the end phase. We're going to roll to see if that walker gets up. And he does not. And then we will tick up the threat because it's solo. Okay, so back to the activation phase. He's going to try to hold nerve and reduce the threat, and he fails. And then he is going to sneak forward. He's just going to let that guy charge him in combat. So that is his activation. And then the event phase, he is clearly within the kill zone, so he will advance and move into combat. Then we'll draw a card. Roamers. We're still at medium threat. Roll a blue die and move that many eligible walkers toward the nearest survivor. Oh, we got 2 on the die. So who is closest? Looks like these 2 are the closest. So they're both going to shamble toward him 6 inches. Alrighty. And now we have the melee phase. Threat ticks up 1 because there is combat. We're now in high threat. The walker has 1 red die and Brian has 2 white die, so I'll roll them all together. And it looks like Brian wins the combat 2-1, but he doesn't put him down. He doesn't kill him. So the walker is pushed back and knocked prone. And let's see. Well, that's the melee phase. The end phase, we'll roll for these walkers to see if they get up. We'll roll for that one first. And he does not, and then we'll roll for this one. And he also does not. So that is nice for him. Back to the activation phase. He is going to move he's going to sneak around. I want to get away from their kill zone, so he's just going to sneak to the other end of the car, and then he's going to search that token. So I'll take that, draw from the supply deck, and I have bandages. I can discard this card as an action and restore a health point. That is also going in the pack. So far Brian's not been hurt, knock on wood. So that is his 2 activations done. So back to the event phase now. No kill zone, so we will draw a card. I think I forgot to take this up at the last end phase, so bump that up 1. And it's the hunger, so we're going to tick that up 1. High threat. So roll a blue die and move that many eligible walkers towards the nearest survivor, and then we're going to roll. Oh no, all prone walkers immediately stand up, so we're going to move first. 1 blue die. So 3 walkers will move, shamble toward him. Hopefully he's out of range. He is not. So she's going to be in combat with him. He is out of range, just barely. And he's already touching the train. So he's going to shamble an inch. 2. He's got 3 left, and he'll be just out. So that is the action phase. No, I gotta stand these guys up. Alright, that is the event phase. Then we have the melee phase. So we're going to immediately bump 1 because there's combat. And again, he has 2 white versus the 1 red. And he wins again, but he doesn't put her down. So she is pushed back and knocked down. And that is the melee phase. The end phase, we'll roll to see if that walker stands up. The walker does not stand up, and in the end phase, the threat ticks up. So that's threat at 18. The game ends, and Brian did not get all the tokens he needed to, and he's kind of surrounded by walkers. So I guess that counts as a loss. This scenario, I guess you have to get all 5 of them collected, but that seems really challenging. But that's okay. So I did better in this than the last time I played it, not on camera, of course. He he had a real rough time last time. I got lucky with getting that tire iron right away again. That really helps with combat. The Beretta is nice, but that causes an extra threat each time you fire it is really a challenge. So anyway. That's my second playthrough of The Walking Dead for my 6x6 game challenge. Next I'll be playing the 3rd scenario in this book, and we'll see how that goes for Brian. If you like this video, would like to see more like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. If you saw any rules mistakes that I made, please let me know, because I'm still trying to learn the game. I want to make sure I'm doing stuff right. And comments from folks like you that know the rules better is a great way for me to learn them and do it right next time. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.